Ye just got pumped with massive loads of regret because he is currently deleting a ton of his music off streaming, along with selling out stadiums in less than a day, and just the general rollout of this next solo project coming out from him. So there is a lot to talk about when it comes to Ye. And as always, leave a like, subscribe, helps my channel out a ton and grows our community even stronger. We're also getting closer and closer to 60K. Maybe we could even hit it by the end of the year. Now let's get into this video and talk about everything, because shit is rumbling like crazy and we're about to get a massive explosion from Ye. And even with things like him coming out as a special guest with Travis recently in Japan, this is just the beginning. And if that's the beginning, what could possibly be in store? But first, let's go over some current things that are going on with Ye right now. And the biggest thing, what you probably clicked on the video for, is him deleting songs out of his discography. Now that probably alarms you, but don't worry at all, because this isn't anything crazy. None of his old stuff is actually getting taken down, as of now at least. You never know what you could expect with Ye. But yeah, to put it simple, if you guys don't remember, earlier this year, Ye made an alt Spotify account to release absolute bangers on. I mean, World War III, Cousins, some of the best music we've ever seen from Ye. But jokes aside, there was also songs like HH on here, Hallelujah and Alive, and obviously after the apology that Ye gave to a rabbi, still by the way, literally proving Ye's point that he's actually able to do things after apologizing now, full stop. It's pretty bullshit. But yeah, after doing that, they are kind of recreating that scene from Men in Black with the thing that flashes and makes you forget everything. Ye is trying to completely wipe this early 2025 era off the face of the earth. And after seeing how people are reacting to this after the apology, it's kind of working. Fans are obviously happy that these songs are no longer staining Ye's pretty much perfect discography, and we're honestly not really losing anything too crazy, besides maybe Alive. That song is fire, no denying it. Now, we obviously don't know the full extent that this goes to. Will songs that have not as bad of a reputation, like songs like Alive, and kind of World War III, I guess, still get taken down? We don't know at this point, but I don't think people would be too heartbroken if they did get removed. Obviously, everyone's heard them a million times already. We all have the files to it. If it got taken off streaming, it wouldn't be the biggest deal in the world, because like I said, this is kind of just a stain on Ye's entire catalog of music. Along with this, maybe even the account gets removed. Once again, just another waiting game there. We don't really know the extent of how hard Ye and his team are trying to remove this idea that he is anti-Semitic, I guess, or have said all of these things online, because no one will really actually forget. Now, all of this deleting music and erasing this era from history also brings up another conversation that needs to be had. Obviously, there's no chance of Vultures 1 leaving streaming, and honestly, I'll throw in Vultures 2 there. There's no way that gets removed. But things like Donda 2 that have songs removed already, the biggest ones at that, the album itself is completely unfinished, and Digital Nas literally forced it to release and took advantage of Ye while he was clearly unhealthy to get a check. And once again, just from the outside, it looks very sloppy on Ye's entire discography. I don't know if it will get removed, but I would definitely put that in the same boat as all of this other music and something that was released just to release, especially considering it's filled with AI, and we'll get to that in a second. But at least if it's gonna stay, make the date right so it's not the most recent project taking up space. So yeah, once these officially get deleted, we can really get into rollout mode, and I'm extremely excited. And honestly, the more you look at it, the more it feels like Ye isn't just deleting random songs. He's doing a whole entire clean slate rollout. Like, he's literally trying to scrub the timeline before he walks back in the room. And the craziest part is that it actually makes sense for him, because Ye has never been the type to carry the baggage of a past era into the next one, especially a controversy. He always resets. He has to purge it. He has to burn down the old house. Donda 2 reference. It's kind of genius though. Think about it. If he wants this next solo project to hit like a true comeback, he really has to clean up the neighborhood. Just like he said in his apology, literally word for word, here's a look.
So it's like if you left the house and you left your kid at the house, and your kid went and messed up the kitchen and messed up the garage and messed up the living room. Now when you get back, it's your responsibility because that's your child.
And
And that's the way I look at it. It's like, I gotta go clean up the kitchen, I gotta clean up the living room, I gotta clean up the garage.
So yeah, you heard it straight from his mouth. You can't walk into your own rollout with HH and cousins kind of just taking up space and being the elephant in the room and just sitting on that profile like it's the drunk uncle at the family party. It's almost like he's saying, forget everything you saw, none of that was canon, we're kind of restarting the story. And the fans are eating it up because it feels intentional and isn't done, well, how the beginning of the year was done. He's preparing this foundation for the rollout and for something big instead of just uploading random leaks because Digital Nutsack said to. And this is also just classic Ye rollout. Complete chaos before anything actually tangible happens, and then boom, here comes the album. And I do want to talk a little bit about the Travis show in Japan again. Even though I pretty much covered the entire thing last video, I think it is important to keep talking about this because Ye popping up there was way bigger than people are acting like it was. This wasn't just a fun little guest appearance. That was basically the industry kind of giving him a soft, okay, maybe you can come back. And it's almost like a warm-up for what's next. And on top of that, Ye's Mexico show, 95% sold out in under a day. That's the part that really shows how unserious this whole Ye fell off narrative is. The man hasn't dropped a solo album in years. He's been controversial every other day, and yet he can still sell out an entire stadium faster than pretty much any artist. No music, no single, no promo, nothing. Just kind of like Ye is doing a thing. If he's doing this before the album, the actual rollout is about to look insane, and Ye does have another show coming up pretty soon where we could get more information, way closer than this Mexico show, because that is in January. I do want to touch on and talk about this Brazil show that is scheduled right now for November 29th, but the government is literally threatening to arrest Ye if he makes any type of reference to any of these things that he's currently wiping off the internet during his set. He's so controversial that an entire country is kind of giving him a don't say that warning. It just shows this weird middle ground also that his career is in right now. He's selling out stadiums with insane hype, but at the same time, certain places are still on high alert even after being brought out by Travis. It's like he's being welcomed back, but only if he behaves. Once again, kind of hypocritical from the industry, again proving his point. But yeah, that date doesn't even have an official venue yet because of these government problems, which the show will happen and I will be streaming it. Self-plug, so subscribe to notifications to not miss that stream and be able to watch the show, especially in case an announcement happens there. But yeah, it is pretty obvious that the industry is taking a slower approach to this comeback, but they want it to happen because obviously Ye being back and releasing music means money. But I do want to talk about the album and the actual music again because the timing of all of this stuff has me thinking about Bully again. Now, I did say in my last video, I don't think the album is coming out on its next release date, which is December 12th. And then I don't think it will come out with the same name, the same cover, any of this. I really do think we're going to be restarting and seeing something completely new. But just for the ease of things, I'll still refer to it as Bully. But when you look at what Ye is doing right now, it kind of starts to add up. The deletions, the stadium announcements, the public reappearing, the apology arc finally cooling off. It feels like he's trying to build a real environment for this album to exist in. Like he doesn't want Bully to just be another Vultures 2, dropped in the middle of leftover drama and random songs just kind of thrown onto a track list. He wants it clean. He doesn't want songs on this random alt account. He wants the board wiped before he writes this next chapter. And low-key, that actually makes sense for Bully specifically, because Bully isn't just some like stupid side project. This is Ye's big solo return. And a lot of people forget that even though Vultures 1, Vultures 2, and I guess Donda 2 released, that the last solo album was still Donda. And that is some of Ye's best work. And I think he knows it can't feel messy. It can't feel accidental. It has to feel intentional. And deleting all the old noise is the fastest way to make all of that happen. And with all of this, Complex also recently named Ye the #1 in their best dressed celebrities list. And I know from a surface level look, most of you watching are probably like, who the fuck cares about that? It's just a Complex article. But at the same time, after all of this is happening, Ye is being accepted back into the mainstream media in a positive light. A certain type of industry magic is back and it's very strong. And one more thing that keeps popping up is these rumors that Ye is re-recording a bunch of vocals and trying to rebuild the sound for this new era. It lines up with everything else we're seeing. Clean slate rollout, deleting the noise, fixing all of this stuff that needed to be fixed and be cleaned up, like I said in videos months ago. And and then sharpening the music, which he is literally doing right now because Bully is being updated as I'm recording this video. Literally as I was writing this video up, Bully got a bunch of new mixes and the AI isn't removed yet, but hey, who knows what could happen. We know the grills are out, so who knows how long he's been cooking this stuff behind the scenes. It just adds a whole nother layer of this whole rebirth moment that he's trying to create. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about everything. Do you agree with Ye kind of setting a clean slate here and removing these songs? Or do you think he should just own it and keep everything up? Tell me everything in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. It helps push it out to more people and build our community. Join my Discord, follow my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. All those links to get more OTN content will be down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and on that note,